New changes are on the way as the city of Rockford prepares to redesign the streets of downtown, and it's all thanks to a special project years in the making.
23 News reporter Amber Cooper speaks with city leaders to learn more about the Complete Streets Revitalization Project and how it will benefit residents.
City leaders host a community workshop to explain more about how this project will create a balanced transportation system while reducing traffic congestion in the city.
There's a lot of hard work ahead, but we are excited about this. We'll be more excited when we get it ready for it to be construction.
Increasing safety and improving infrastructure is a primary concern for Jeremy Carter. He's the Traffic and Development Coordinator for the City of Rockford and a leader in the Complete Streets Revitalization Project. He says the main focus of the project is to create accessible streets for all users.
The City of Rockford is really trying to emphasize active transportation and the safety of pedestrian and bicyclists.
Through this project, leaders will build a cycle track on Chestnut, Walnut, and First Streets and reduce the number of driving lanes. Experts say the current 3 to 4 lane loop is outdated and promotes unsafe speeds responsible for thousands of crashes.
Since 2009, we've seen an uptick in pedestrian and bicyclist accidents, and so anytime we can provide something that makes it safer for them or for those users to use the road, we're always excited to do that.
Cal Saunders is the Director of Public Works for Rockford. He's confident this project will help modernize mobility while paving the road to a safer future.
It's just a huge project. It's going to really change our downtown. It's going to make biking and walking a heck of a lot safer, and I think it's going to be a tremendous facelift for the entire eastbound Business 20.
Leaders fund the project through a $16 million federal grant. The city of Rockford will also contribute almost $3 million from the Capital Improvement Program.
Thank you, Amber. And if you would like to learn more information about the project's design and development, you can search RockfordCompleteStreets.com.